one car. Okay, choose another one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let's try to resize. So pick one of the object and try to pinch to resize. Okay, so I managed to resize this one, and we can move. Okay, clear. Remove all object. Try again. Place the police car. Try to resize. Okay. And we can try to place another one. So this is the police car. Okay, so you can see that the pyramid is visible if you view it from the side. You must appear in the demo. This is a sample of AR mobile core. Create project, give it a new name. When you click the play button, okay, you go to Window, Analysis, Input Debugger. Devices, keyboard is already enabled. Keyboard, the mouse, you have to enable this device. So for the mouse, after you enable this device, now we can go to the game and we'll try to interact with the scene. Okay, so stop, play again. Okay, you can click continue. Okay, make sure every time you restart the game, you have to enable the mouse. So don't close the input debug window. Always make sure that after you restart the game, you have to do the same step, which is under input debug, you have to right click, enable this device. After you enable the device, you can click continue. Okay, then you can move your camera by using right mouse click. Okay, the menu is not visible because we have to change the game setting. So to change, we go to file, we have to change the build setting. Okay, go to build setting and we choose Android. Then click switch platform. Okay, the build setting can be closed. We are not going to build it now. Click the play button, analysis, input debug. So don't close this yet because it will be quite useful. I can dock it here, input debug. So devices, for the mouse, when you run the game, you can't click continue unless you right click on the mouse and enable this device. Now we can click continue. Okay, now this menu previously was not visible because you have to make sure that the build setting is Android. If it's for Windows, this menu is not visible. Okay, so once you change to Android, the next menu, which is tap to place, will be visible in your gameplay. So click and you can tap to place. Okay, use your right mouse to change the angle of the camera to pan, then you can place the cube. Okay, to pinch, pinch is not supported in the demo. Okay, there are some tutorials to enable the pinch, but it's quite complicated. So I skip the pinching to resize. To resize, you have to use real Android device. Install this app in your phone. Okay, let's try to add some other stuff. Okay, then you can reset, remove all object. Okay, so once you remove your object, it's disappear. Okay, next we can stop the game and then we can change the background of our demo. To do that, you go to Window, XR, AR Foundation, XR Environment. Okay, Window, XR, AR Foundation, XR Environment. So this one just to change your background. to make it more interesting, since this is an AR project, we might want to have a simulated XR environment. So just now I click install. You get a list of items and just click import. So when this appear, XR sim environment, just leave it as it is. We are going to import everything. So click import, and what you'll get is a list of places that can be the background of your AR effect. So we can test in a different places. Okay, so example here is a backyard. To zoom in, just use your mouse scroller on your mouse. Okay, let's say I choose. Alright, I choose an office to simulate the game. So if you run your game now, play, the AR effect will appear in the XR environment. Okay, so you go to game screen, the XR environment, you can park it here. Okay, go to game. You see that the background have become an office. Okay, so you can't click yet because remember, every time you restart your game, you have to go to input debug and make sure your mouse is enabled. So this one, you have to perform it every time. Enable your mouse. After you enable your mouse, you can click and you can start tapping. You can change the angle of the camera, wait for the dot to appear on the surface. Okay, then you can place any of those 3D object onto the dotted surface. Okay, so that's how it works. So if you want a smaller interface, you change the resolution. Currently it's free aspect. If you change to portrait, okay, so you can change the angle. Okay, now we are going to change the items in the menu and the item that you can place. Let's add something from asset store, or you can use any of your 3D model. I go to asset store and pick any of the free 3D model. Okay, so search for anything. I choose low poly 3D vehicles 6-pack cars. So we have some cars here. Add to my asset, accept, open in Unity editor, and then the package manager will appear. You can go to the window package manager, and if the package is not listed, you should change from the menu here. Make sure it is my assets. Low poly 3D vehicle 6 car pack. We can see some of the sample of images here. Download. Okay, sometimes when you click import, nothing appear. You should click re-download. So if the dialog box appear, it look like this. If this dialog box don't appear, you just click re-download. Okay, so after I click re-download and then import, this dialog box appear. Okay, I'll click import, and then the sport car will appear somewhere in your list of assets. Close this. Let's go to your list of assets. Okay, now we get low poly cars prefab. Okay, we have. Okay, so let's have a look at the prefab low poly car. It comes with a few models, but if you double click, it have the car and the ground. So I don't need the ground. Everything is okay except we don't need the ground. So the ground I will delete. Now we are going to put the car, police car, into our AR template. So your AR template, let's go back. Asset scene. So we go back to the sample scene. If you don't see any of your content, okay, here if you don't see anything, you should click, for example, the UI. UI is this one. Right, so if you don't see anything, you go to some of the element, that just double click, it will show you where is your element. Okay, or another thing is you check whether you are in 2D view or 3D view. Okay, now we are going to place the police truck just now in the one of the object. So if you look at the list of object here, there's a lot of things. Okay, I want you to look for the word, for example, there's pyramid. Okay, so the pyramid is located here. If you double click, you don't get the full structure, so you have to delete. And then it will show you that button pyramid is somewhere under object menu animator and is currently invisible. So you don't see it because it will be visible once certain conditions are met, where you have clicked the menu, it will pop up the button that lists the cube, pyramid, and so on. So we are going to edit this button pyramid. So the button pyramid is actually, if you double click button pyramid, expand it, there's an icon. Okay, and there is a selection box. Okay, so we go to the icon, button pyramid, object icon. We are going to replace the icon. The icon should be the picture of the police car. So I go to button pyramid, object icon, and look at the inspector. The image that you have to change is this one, the source image. So we don't have the icon yet. A screenshot the police car, maybe from Unity itself. You just screenshot from the Unity. Okay, now we are going to change the button just now. So the button is in the sample screen. Okay, let's go back. Okay, I'm going to replace the pyramid with the image of this. Okay, so before that, you have to add the image of the truck in a new folder. Create a folder, img for example, or image. So now in my project, under asset, I got a new folder, img, and inside img I will put the image that I have created. Okay, so this is a png file. Just drag and drop it to Unity, place it here, and then change the texture to sprite. Okay, the texture of the image should be sprite. Okay, once you do that, you can use it. You can change the properties, wrap mode, and so on. Okay, now we will modify the icon. So under the sample scene again, you search for pyramid, unapply import setting, just click save, because just now we change the properties of the image here to sprite. Okay, so now you search for the button pyramid, double click, it doesn't expand, so you have to delete the word pyramid, and then the button pyramid can be expanded. Object icon, you change the source image in the inspector. For the object icon button pyramid, you change this and select a sprite. Look for the new sprite, which is my police car. Enter done. Okay, so now when you play your game, okay, so again, input debugger, right click, mouse, enable this device, and then you can continue, and then scan for the surface, use your right mouse to pan. Okay, then tap to play. So choose an object. Okay, the police car appear, but when you place, it's still a pyramid. So our menu is now a police car, but it doesn't show a police car. It shows a pyramid, not a police car yet, because what we have done is we changed the icon here. We haven't changed this 3D object. So the technique is also simple. To replace the 3D object of the pyramid, I use a simple technique. So this one, police prefab, I copy it, Control C, copy. Okay, then look for the pyramid prefab under mobile AR template, prefab. Okay, so we are going to modify this pyramid. You double click pyramid. Okay, then under the scene, okay, this is the pyramid model. Make sure after you click, you see that the name of the model is pyramid variant. And if you click on the scene, it looks like this. All you have to do is paste the police car in this pyramid variant. If you zoom out a bit, the police car is very big. Okay, this is the police car, and the pyramid is quite small. Okay, so what you'll do is you are going to resize the police truck. Okay, so go to the inspector. So what we are going to do is make sure the police truck is somewhere here within the pyramid variant. It's a sub element of interaction. Is a sub element of the pyramid variant. So for the scale, first we lock so that we can resize them together. So the police truck is too big, maybe we can rescale to 0.1. 0.1. Okay, now it is small. Okay, previously it was 1. If it's 1, it's very big. This is the pyramid, this is the tire of the truck, it's too large. So 0.1. So now the truck is overlapping with the pyramid. Okay, so you don't see the pyramid unless you untick the police truck. Okay, the pyramid is there. You tick the police truck. Okay, the police truck is covering the pyramid. Okay, so if your model size is not suitable, you can play around with this scale. So make sure that the truck is covering the pyramid. If it's not covering, maybe the position you can set to 0, 0, 0. Okay, so now when you play the game, activate the mouse, right click, enable this device, continue, click truck, and then move the angle so that the dot appears, then click on the truck, tap. Okay, now I can move the truck. Okay, another one. Okay, so this one we can clear, remove all object. Okay, so now let's try another one. We will replace the cube with another car. So same technique. Stop the game. Let's find another model. Its name is Sport Racing Car. So I will remove the background. In the scene, I can click the background and then choose background, which is labeled as ground, and I delete. So now I'm left with the car only. Okay, so the car, sports car, should be placed onto the next model that I want to edit. The next model that I want to edit is the cube. Okay, so let's find the sport car will be placed on the cube. So go to prefab. Okay, the one that I'm going to edit is this one, cube. Okay, so double click the cube. Okay, the cube should be visible in the scene now. Make sure you are not playing the game. Stop the game. The name of the cube, once you double click, is cube variant. Okay, so now I will go to my car model. All I got to do is I will drag and drop this green sport car, light green sport car, and it will appear in my scene, but it is very big. So this is the sport car. The cube is very small. So we are going to lock the scale and resize to 0.1. Okay, depends on how large is your 3D model. Okay, so now this one, if you put 0.1, it looks like this. Sport car overlap with the cube, but the cube still visible Okay, so maybe I put it slightly larger, 0.2, so it will cover the cube. Okay, so sometimes we have to play around with the scale such that the 3D object will replace the original object. So my sport car have covered the cube. Okay, create a screenshot of the car with the best angle. Okay, now it's a PNG file, so I will put it in the IMG folder. So in the same folder, image, IMG or image, drag and drop the PNG file and then change it in the inspector. Go to inspector, texture type, you go to sprite. Okay, once you do that, if you click anywhere else, maybe the dialog box will ask you to save. Okay, inspector, save. All right, search for the word cube. There's so many cube. Okay, again, go back to pyramid. The button for the cube is in the same level as the pyramid, so I go back to pyramid easier because there are too many cube in the hierarchy. Okay, so the button pyramid we are done. Okay, we are going to place button cube. Okay, just now I searched for cube. There's so many cube. So the one that we should edit is button cube object icon. Okay, this source image should be changed to the new sprite, which is the yellow or light green car. Okay, this one, my car. Okay, done. Now we can play, and every time you play, don't forget, right click the mouse in your input debug, enable device, then you can continue. Okay, and then click. Okay, now we have two new object. The yellow car, you have to use right mouse to change the angle of the camera. Once the white dot appear, now you can place the car. Okay, you can move the car and you can choose the restruct. Right, great. Now we are going to try on your phone. So to try on your phone, file, build setting, and then Android. Okay. And then go to player setting. Okay, there are a few things that you have to change. First is your company name, MMU. Okay, then put your project name. You want to use your own name, fine. Okay, next, the icon. Change the icon, choose that one. And then there are a few settings that you have to change. First is make sure you are in the Android section. Okay, you go to this one, identification. Currently, it's tick, but it's the wrong name. Package name is wrong. So you have to untick and then tick again. It will take the new name. Company name, product name. Okay, how it get this? Based on what you enter at the top here. Okay, at the here, company name, product name, it will take these two name. Okay, so if you change that, you have to tick again. Okay, so make sure you untick and then tick again so that it will take the latest name. Okay, other than that, the minimum API level I set to 9, and then maximum depends on what you have in your PC. If your PC already installed with Android latest, then you choose the latest. But in my PC, I got this version. If it's not available, usually we can leave it as empty, but in my case I already have 9 and 11. If it doesn't work, you change to nothing here. Okay, highest. Mine, I have this 9 and 11. Target architecture, you can remove ARM v7 is the old one. ARM 64 is the current one. Okay, other than that, that's it. We can close the dialog box and build. File, build. Okay, build. And then give name. Okay, the file that you want to save as. Car version number what? Okay. And then wait for the bill. You want to save. Let's try to insert a Mixamo character that have animation. So I choose the racer character doing chicken dance. If you look here, the name of the character, chicken dance on racer. So you can choose any of this character and any of the movement that you like or animation that you like. Click download. Okay, choose FBX for Unity. So this is important. FBX for Unity. And then with skin, everything else doesn't change. Download. Okay, the total frame is 143 frame. Just move at one spot. Okay, choose animation where it doesn't move around, so we can actually detect where is your animation. So the size is 50 meg. So stop the game and then we are going to import. We go to import new asset. Okay, the file is this one, ch20 non-PBR chicken dance, 50 meg. Okay, so we import it and it will appear in your asset. So here it pop up in one of my folder. So you have to actually create a folder and place this new character somewhere in the proper folder, so it doesn't mess around with the other prefab. Cut this and put it in its own folder. So I cut Control X to cut, and I go to asset. Maybe I add a new folder. Okay, the name is racer, and then paste. Okay, now we are going to place the racer. Single click the racer, and then currently if you look at the inspector of the racer, we have to attach the texture and material. So create a new folder under asset racer. I create another new folder. I name it as material. If you look here, we have asset racer, and under racer I have new folder material. I select this character 20. Then I will go to material. Then I will perform this extract texture followed by extract material. First we extract texture, then choose the new folder that we have created, material, select folder, then the extraction will be performed. Then extract the second one, extract material, use the same folder, material. Okay, extracted, it says something, you fix it. Okay, so now if you look carefully, your character will now have some texture and material. Go to rig. Okay, so the rigging type must be humanoid, and then click apply. Okay, so in the rig section for the chicken dance here, just change this one, humanoid, and then apply. This is important, must apply. Then it will create the rig for you. Okay, so now if you look at the animation, you have to tick on the loop so that the animation will be loop. Next, if you click anywhere, there will be a save dialog box. Click save. Okay, and then fix now. There's another dialog box saying that you have to fix it. Fix now. Okay, now we are going to put the racer to replace the next menu. Okay, the next menu that I want to replace is if you go to the menu again. I'm going to replace. Okay, so we already replaced pyramid and cube, so I'm going to replace this cylinder, or I choose this one, torus variant. So double click torus variant. I will replace the torus variant with the animation from Mixamo. So if you go to scene, torus look like this. Okay, all you have to do is go to your eraser or whatever the name of your folder and place the eraser onto the torus variant. Okay, so what I got is my character. If the name is too long, you can rename. Okay, so I can rename this to racer, for example. Racer. Okay. Racer should be a sub-element in torus, but now it's very big. This is the shoe. Torus is just very small here. So I need to rescale the racer. Click the lock. Okay, so I scale to 0.1. Okay, so 0.1 is like this. That will be too small. 0.3. Okay, so now if you look, it is not animated yet. Okay, so it is not animated. So to animate the character from Mixamo, although we downloaded an animated character, it's not animated here yet. So you have to animate it in Unity. Okay, so for the racer, you have to go to Window, Sequencing, Timeline. Okay, and then to begin new timeline with the racer, it says that you have to click create. Okay, so once you in the timeline window, you click create. Okay, and then save, and then drag and drop the racer onto the timeline. Add animation track. Okay, so here add animation track. And then on the right side, racer timeline, you make a right click and then add from animation clip. Then you have to select animation. Okay, the one that I got from Mixamo is the chicken dance. Okay, so now if you play, maybe we have to adjust the timeline first. Okay, timeline should be moved here so I can see the animation timeline. Okay, now if we play, okay, adjust so that the chicken dance begin at 0. So the timeline you move, float it. Okay, now if you play, it's dancing, but the torus is there. Never mind, you can make it bigger. This one 0.6. Okay, all right, now it's animated. Another place where you have to set the animation is if you click the eraser here under torus variant, there is wrap mode. Okay, in the inspector, the wrap mode is quite small here. You choose to loop. Okay, done. Now we can try. Okay, play. Click on the torus. Okay, the character will appear, but if you want to drag around, you have to click on the torus. So maybe the torus shape is not suitable. I think better if you choose something like cylinder. Your final product should be looking something like this. Okay, scan the surface, menu, at least 4 objects are changed. So test one by one. If you don't have Android, borrow from your friends. Okay, scaling doesn't work. Okay, remove all object. So the car, the character, and the police car all should be working. Okay, so I got 3 items here. Police car, character. You can remove all object and start all over again. Okay, so resizing only work on physical phone. Moving, you can do it here, but resizing require a real device.